As a teacher, you want to be prepared for the first day of school. And it can be very hard to feel prepared when you're not sure yet where your students will sit. At the same time, it can be hard to figure out permanent seats because your class roster changes all the way up to the last minute before class, and it can even continue to change all the way through the first week. That first week may also provide some important clues about which students should sit together and, even more importantly, which students should definitely not sit together. If you're not ready to assign long-term seats, you need a quick and orderly way to seat students on the first day while still leaving some wiggle room. This is especially true in higher grades like high school and middle school because you often have several groups of students coming into your class throughout the day who sit at the same desks. My favorite system for seating students on the first day involves 2 decks of playing cards. What I like about this system is it keeps kids from sitting with the friends they walked in with. It also keeps them from heading to the seats at the back of the room on the first day of class. Here's how the system works. You'll start by taking the total number of student desks you need to label and dividing it by 4. Round the answer up if you need to. That's how many cards you need from each suite. You'll start with ace or 1, and you'll go up as high as you need to have 4 equal teams. You're going to use clear packing tape to tape those cards to the desk. This naturally numbers your seats and also divides the class into 4 teams: spades, diamonds, hearts, and clubs, which you can use for other things throughout the year. In my experience, it's better to use only the numbered cards, not the king, queen, or jack. If you want to add a clever touch, you can tape the queen of hearts or king of hearts to your own desk. Once you've taped down the cards and arranged the desks the way you want them, draw a blank seating chart with the desks labeled by card. Your seating chart doesn't have to be any great work of art. It's mostly just a sketch of your classroom and where all the major parts of the classroom are. You'll want to make many copies of the blank version of this seating chart. I would recommend about 50 copies. The seats can be filled in with names to make permanent seating charts once you know the kids better. For step 2, you'll take the second deck of cards and remove cards as needed from that deck so it matches the cards taped to your desks. When you're done, you're going to shuffle this matching deck, which you'll then use to randomly assign seats as students enter the room on your first day of class. When the kids come into the room the first day, you'll have them pick a card as you greet them. You'll want to say the same thing to each kid, which is something like, "Good morning, your seat is the one that matches this card. The rest of the directions are on the board." If you want to know what to write on the board and get more tips for exactly how to prepare for your first day of school, you can sign up for my sanity-saving school year starter kit. The starter kit is 3 days of totally free emails to help teachers cut through the overwhelm and prepare for the first day of class. You'll find the link to sign up in the description underneath this video. Once everyone is seated and working on their first assignment, collect the playing cards, put them back in the deck and shuffle them. You can then use the deck again to randomly call on students for the rest of the class period. This will help you immediately set the expectation that any student can be called on at any point to answer a question. For the final step, you're going to label 1 copy of your blank seating chart with the students' names. You can do this by walking around the classroom as students work on something quietly or passing around the clipboard for students to fill in themselves. You can also do it while you're taking attendance. Let students know that these will be their assigned seats until you've had a chance to make a more permanent seating chart. There's no need to promise to do this by a specific date because every specific promise you make gives you a chance to fall short if you get busy, and the beginning of the year is very hectic. And you may even find that you're pretty happy with the way students randomly ended up sitting. I should note that this system is not perfect. No system is perfect. Among other things, the cards get grungy after a while. Kids start to pick at them. Sometimes you'll start to find gum under them. You'll probably have to replace the cards as needed over the course of the year. But you can do that just by buying another deck of playing cards, which shouldn't cost you very much. Or if you think you're going to run into any issues using typical playing cards, you can still use this system, but you may have to get creative. You can probably use cards from a variety of different board games, or you may even be able to find numbered cards related to your subject matter. The important thing is to find cards that can divide your class into both numbers and teams, and to find cards that are sturdy enough to use every day and that you can replace for a cheap price when you need to. If you want more tips specifically about preparing for the first day of school, you can sign up for the Sanity Saving School Year Starter Kit, which you'll find linked below this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.